Warning, what you're about to witness is the best lighting in a video you'll ever see. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an automatic door closer. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, you're going to need this vacuum cleaner. It doesn't really matter, you just need kind of a motor, and this is the cheapest thing I could find. It's $5 from Goodwill. Apparently a Chevy vacuum cleaner, who knew? Super glue, the Velcro, scrap wood. This, you're gonna need a piece that's half the length of your door and just a big base. I don't really know, don't have specifics on that, and then screws to screw stuff together. Alright, let's get started.
All I'm doing now is taking apart the vacuum cleaner, and it doesn't really matter what vacuum cleaner you have, you just need some kind of motor. You don't even need a vacuum cleaner motor. Also know that the outside casing doesn't matter at all, so you can just throw that away. And now that I have this little motor in my hand, I'm going to clean it because it's really dusty, so I'm actually just going to vacuum it with a different vacuum. Now I'm just attaching the arm onto the motor itself, and this is just attached to a little plastic part that spins. I'm just drilling holes in here and attaching screws. This doesn't actually end up working very well, so I switched to using zip tie, which holds surprisingly very well. You can use anything that you have available to you, but I don't think you need anything better than zip ties.
Alright, so now we're going to take our base piece, which I just sized to be about the length of the motor and the width of the motor, and we're going to have to take a couple pieces of wood to separate the base piece and the motor, because we have this spinning part which sticks out. If you can see, it sticks out a little bit. So to get the motor to be able to sit flat but not have this piece run into it, we need to have that there. So I'm just gonna screw this together and then probably just use zip ties to hold this together. I mean, doesn't really matter what's holding it together. You can use something better if you have something better, but I think zip ties will do fine. This doesn't need to be anything professional. Alright, so I'm gonna get started on that. And that's pretty much it. I know this might not make too much sense, so I'm going to go show you how to install it onto the wall. There is one more thing I'd like to do, is this little switch right here. I want to move it because I don't want it to be right next to the motor. I want it to be way further down this cord. So all I'm going to do is just cut these leads here and then cut the cord somewhere else and put it in. And then we should be good, and then I'll show you how to put it on the wall. So right now, just gonna work on this, and also make sure the motor is actually strong enough at this point to move. As you'll see, this one is very strong. Just flips it over in an instant. Alright, so for some reason my camera just decided to zoom in all the way while I was doing that, but pretty much all I did was attach this the same switch just a little bit further down the wire, as you can see, so it's a little more accessible. And now we're gonna go install it, and I'll show you how to do that. First things first, you're gonna need to find the stud in your wall, and the only way I know how to do this is with a stud finder. There's a stud right there, and there's a stud right there. So that's where we're gonna need to screw our device in. Now that you've got that installed, you just have to put your trigger wherever you want it so that you can easily close the door. Also, don't grab onto these little metal bits, they'll shock you. Now, one last kind of important thing I didn't even think about is that when you open the door, things like to take the path of most resistance. That's just how nature is, I'm not really sure why. So when you're opening this little wooden thing doesn't want to move out of the way and instead would rather just break itself. So what you're going to need to do is grab a rubber band or something. I'm just going to grab some surgical tubing. I'm gonna attach it here and a little bit on the wall, just so it like naturally pulls back a little bit. Not so much that the motor has to struggle a lot, just enough that it pulls it out of the way of the door so the door can open. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm not gonna videotape that because who cares? As you can see, I've attached the rubber with only the most skookum of materials. Some great duct tape to the wall here and the best of best zip ties, just so it can bounce back perfectly. It'll push to the door and pull itself all the way back. But it's hardly any at all. I mean, I'm barely pushing at all. And now it's ready to test. And now from that last clip you can tell that the intro clip is entirely fake. I mean, other than this kind of just being a jack off of a project, it sort of works. It's slow, stronger motor would be better, anything would be better than what I have, but I don't know. Using the motor too much makes it overheat, makes it spark. It can't take that type of torque, and it can you know, catch the house on fire if you do it for too long. And also it can't close the door entirely the whole way because it's too much torque. It just doesn't have it in it. So other than deceiving all of you, I had a lot of fun building this. I'm sorry that it was a complete lie the whole time, but other than that, I hope you liked it. I mean, you could actually make a good door closer with this, but for just a real cheap, easy like project, it works, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you liked it. If you did, like it up. If you didn't, you know, hit on the video. Subscribe for more. I do actually do some kind of good content that's not just duct tape, zip ties, and screws. So, you know, go check those all out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm outie.